Hi everybody, Mrs. Miller here with another First Chapter Friday. Today I'm going to share one of my childhood favorites, Where the Sidewalk Ends by Shel Silverstein. This was one of my, it's really hard to pick a favorite book because I read a lot of books and I have a lot of favorites and there's just too many to pick. So I have favorite books. But Where the Sidewalk Ends is one of my favorites because when I was growing up, my Uncle Ray, who was a 5th grade teacher, I never had him as a teacher, but he made me want to become a teacher. And my Uncle Ray is just like, he's a magical person. He has a lot of stories and he's a storyteller, kind of like Shel Silverstein. But when he would come to our house and visit, he lived in Pittsburgh and at the time we lived in Hagerstown. He would always read us poems from Where the Sidewalk Ends, and he would do voices, and we would look, my sister and I would look forward to this so much, and it was just magical, and we would sit there with him, and he would read these to us, and some of them I have memorized, and I don't memorize things that well, but these poems I did. So if you have never experienced the magic of these poems, you need to come to the library and check them out because they are magical. So I'm going to read some of them. They're funny, they're silly, they don't make any sense, and that's the best type of thing. So the first one is called Invitation. If you are a dreamer, come in. If you are a dreamer, a wisher, a liar, a hoper, a prayer, a magic bean buyer, if you're a pretender, come sit with me by the fire, for we have some flax golden tales to spin. Come in, come in. The acrobats. I'll swing by my ankles, she'll cling to your knees as you hang by your nose from a high-up trapeze. Just one thing, please, as we don't float through the breeze, don't sneeze. Magic. Sandra's seen a leprechaun. Eddie touched a troll. Lori danced with witches once. Charlie found some goblin's gold. Donald heard a mermaid sing. Susie spied an elf. But all the magic I have known, I've had to make myself. Homemade boat. This boat that we just built is just fine. And don't try to tell us it's not. The sides and the back are divine. It's the bottom. I guess we forgot. I must remember. I must remember turkey on Thanksgiving, pudding on Christmas, eggs on Easter, chicken on Sunday, fish on Friday, leftovers Monday. But me, I'm such a dunce. I went and ate them all at once. The fourth. Oh, crash, my, bash, it's, bang, the zang, fourth, whoosh, of, baroom, July, woo! This is one of my favorites. Ickle me, pickle me, tickle me too. Ickle me, pickle me, tickle me too. Went for a ride in a flying shoe. Hooray, what fun! It's time we flew, said Ickle me, pickle me, tickle me too. Ickle was captain and Pickle was crew, and Tickle served coffee and mulligan stew. As higher and higher and higher they flew, Ickle me, pickle me, tickle me too. Ickle me, pickle me, tickle me too. Over the sun and beyond the blue. Hold in, stay in, I hope we do, cried Ickle me. Ickle me, pickle me, tickle me too. Ickle me, pickle me, tickle me too. Never returned to the world they knew, and nobody knows what happened to dear Ickle me, pickle me, tickle me too. They're just silly, sometimes nonsense poems, but they do make you laugh, like Captain Hook. Captain Hook must remember not to scratch his toes. Captain Hook must watch out and never pick his nose. Captain Hook must be gentle when he shakes your hand. Captain Hook must be careful opening sardine cans and playing tag and pouring tea and turning pages of his book. Lots of folks, I'm glad I ain't, but mostly Captain Hook. Tug-O-War. I will not play Tug-O-War. I'd rather play Hug-O-War, where everyone hugs instead of tugs, where everyone giggles and rolls on the rug, where everyone kisses and everyone grins and everyone cuddles and everyone wins. It's dark in here. I am writing these poems from inside a lion, and it's rather dark in here, so please excuse my handwriting, which may not be too clear. But this afternoon, by the lion's cage, I'm afraid I got too near, and I'm writing these lines from inside a lion, and it's rather dark in here. Let me see if there's some other ones. I like this one. Listen to the mustn'ts. Listen to the mustn'ts, child. Listen to the don'ts. Listen to the shouldn'ts, the impossibles, the won'ts. Listen to the never haves. Then listen close to me. Anything can happen, child. Anything can be. Ooh, Jimmy Jet and his TV set. I'll tell you the story of Jimmy Jet. And you know what I tell you is true. He loved to watch his TV set almost as much as you. He watched all day, he watched all night, till he grew pale and lean, from the early show to the late show and all the shows between. He watched till his eyes were frozen wide, and his bottom grew into his chair, and his chin turned into a tuning dial, an antenna grew out of his hair, and his brains turned into TV tubes, and his face a TV screen, and two knobs saying vert and horas grew where his ears had been, and he grew a plug that looked like a tail. So we plugged in little Jim, and now instead of him watching TV, we sit around and watch him. So that was back when TVs looked a lot different. They had TV tubes, and there was no remote. You had to actually get up and turn the dials, and some of you wouldn't survive. No offense, but it was a rough time. All right, let's see what else. My sister and I would recite this to my mom on the way to school when we were in high school. It's called Sick. I cannot go to school today, said little Peggy Ann McKay. I have the measles and the mumps, a gash, a rash, and purple bumps. My mouth is wet, my throat is dry. I'm going blind in my right eye. My tonsils are as big as rocks. I've counted 16 chicken pox. And there's one more that's 17. And don't you think my face looks green? My leg is cut, my eyes are blue. It might be instamatic flu. I cough and sneeze and gasp and choke. I'm sure my left leg is broke. My hip hurts when I move my chin. My belly button's caving in. My back is wrenched. My ankle sprained. My appendix pains each time it rains. My nose is cold, my toes are numb, I have a sliver on my thumb, my neck is stiff, my voice is weak, I hardly whisper when I speak, my tongue is filling up my mouth, I think my hair is falling out, my elbows bent, my spine ain't straight, my temperature is 108, my brain is shrunk, I cannot hear, there's a hole inside my ear, I have a hangnail, my heart is... What? What's that? What's that you say? You say today is Saturday? Oh, goodbye, I'm going out to play. There's one poem that was in the back that my uncle would read us, but it's not in the back of this one. It might be, it is in this, it's just in a different spot. It's kind of funny. In different versions of this book, sometimes this poem is the last one in the book, and sometimes it's not. It's called Afraid of the Dark. I'm Reginald Clark. I'm afraid of the dark. I always insist on the light on, and my teddy to hug, and my blanket to rub, and my thummy to suck or bite on. And 3 bedtime stories, 2 trips to the toilet, 2 prayers, and 5 hugs from my mommy. I'm Reginald Clark. I'm afraid of the dark. So please do not close this book on me. my uncle would always slam it shut. He would always do it in a voice. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this. They're just silly poems. We have a lot of poetry books here in the library. Some amazing poetry books. They are really great. Come to the library, check them out. They're in the 800 section. Have a great day.